start access, the first thing you're going to do is create a blank database. Hit create and choose table. Tables are where all our data is stored. Later we're going to make forms where the user types their information and that gets sent to the table. So the first thing you're going to do is save it. So it's called table 1 at the moment. We're just going to click save, table 1 T. It's good to put T at the end if it's a table or Q at the end if it's a query, which you'll learn later. This little section over here, view, we're going to swap between these a lot, design view and datasheet view. Datasheet view is what it looks like by itself. Design view is what you want to play with here. So from here, you make all the different fields or the different areas in which you'll collect data. So in this case, we have ID, which every table will have a unique ID to identify each record, which is a collection of data. So maybe it's last name, first name, etc., etc. And then from here, you choose the type of data that you want in there. So in this case, it's a name. So short text would be suitable. But here, it's the ID, and we're going to make this an auto-generated number. If we were to put in like a phone number here, then we would choose number. Other things you can play with include the format, input mask, which allows you to tell the users exactly how you want the data to go in. And if you jump back here to datasheet view, it'll always prompt you to save. You'll see that you've got your different things that we just made there. Now, here's one I prepared earlier. So I've made a table here called users T, and you can see I've got their various information here. Now, if we want to have a little look at those different formatting structures here, so if I jump down here, we've got this input mask, and you can totally just look these up online, or you can make ChatGPT type them out for you, whatever you want to do. But what this will do effectively is make someone type it in this exact format, starting with 0, then various numbers up to 9 in lots of 3, like a normal phone number. So if we jump over here to datasheet view and try and type in a new field, you'll notice it pops up automatically. For your data, you can change like the size, the certain number of characters they can type in there. You can play with all this stuff, but a really quick Google on maybe validation rules or asking AI to type it up for you, very easy to do. Okay, so what I need you to do, create a customer database of at least 8 people, and I want it to have a user ID, first and last name, phone number, and date of birth. Date of birth here is the date and time format, and also has its own input mask, as you can see there. So pause now, do that, and then move on. All right, next up, we're going to make the health table. Create new table, and you're going to create a second table. User ID again, which will be auto number, and if we jump back here to view, you can see it, auto number. You can have a resting heart rate, weight, and height. And those all need to be in number. And I'm not too fussed about your formatting here. It's quite small. You could put in some rules that make it only numbers or only numbers up to a reasonable weight. It's up to you. We are then going to create a relationship. Go up to table design here and then relationships. You can pop it up. I've made one here already, but the easiest way to do this is to just drag and drop. But that is how you would do it. You want the relationship between user ID and user ID between the two tables. And what that is effectively saying is this data is linked. It's an extension of each other. And so the resting heart rate will connect to the same user that's mentioned here. It's important for later when you make queries and things like that. All right, that is the end of the tables tutorial. By the end of this, you should have a users table and a health table, and some suitable input masks for the date of birth and the phone number. That is all.